Hi, I'm doing my persuasive speech on adoption and adoption laws. Today is December 9th and it is 12:59 p.m. So the importance of the adoption and its laws. I felt that this topic was important to me because my major is social work, and I felt like when I did research on this and to find, you know, what the laws entail, adoption expenses, that I could just learn more and share information to other people as well. Um, since my audience was supposed to be my class, I know that the audience, it might not be a target audience for this type of topic because they're still under, most of them are still under 18 or just roughly in that age gap, so they're probably not considering adoption right now, but it's important down the road. If you ever had difficulty having kids, whether it be with your significant other, if you have same-sex partnership, infertility issues, that adoption is pretty important, and the adoption laws that are in place are important as well, but they do vary from state to state. They Most of the laws help cover the adoption process, which, the placement and the possibility of reuniting families if that is an option. There's private adoption, where you may know the family. It may be a close relative, it may be a really good family friend, and you are just adopting that child, privately. But you do want to have a lawyer as well, just to cover all the legality issues. Um, and most adoptive parents need to undergo a background check, and they also need letters from their doctor stating that they are in good health to raise a child. There's a lot of legal issues. The adoptive parent will probably be in court a few times to finalize the adoption. But before that, the birth parents must terminate their rights. Now, in some states, the parents have up to 30 days to change their mind. So you may give up a baby for adoption, and then, 30 days later, on the 30th day, decide, yeah, I want my kid back. Um, which I have my own opinion about that, but we won't go there. Um, and that's sad. It's sad, both sides of that, but that's why we have lawyers and there are laws in place for this. But that does vary again from state to state. There are some states where the parent needs to sign what's called a TPR, which is the termination of parental rights, and they have 48 to 72 hours after giving birth to sign that, and that cannot be reversed. Um, but also, adopting newborns is considered very high risk because um, people change their minds, and all that other, that's a whole nother topic. Um, there are a lot of expenses. The birth parents usually pay for doctor's appointments, for counseling, for maternity clothes, for labor and delivery costs, court costs. Um, and then the adoptive parents also have to go through an evaluation and a training before they become adoptive parents. It's usually funded by the Administration of Children and Youth Families, or foundation. But again, depending where you live, you may have to cover those costs. But it teaches you to deal with children that have trauma, children who have endured abuse of any kind. So it's just a little certificate. So there are a lot of costs that come with adopting children. There's a lot of, court expenses, legality issues, just from the birth family side to the adoptive family side. But it's very important. It sounds expensive, and it sounds um, like, oh, going down this road, but there is a lot to think about regarding adoption. But if it's important to you, if it's something that you've wanted, it's worth it. It's worth every cost. It's worth every time invested in it. Um, so it's a very important thing. Again, if that's something that you are considering. So, but again, the laws do vary from state to state. So even though I gave you some information, you still would want to do your research to make sure that you are still all good legally. Okay, thank you.